Okay, so on to our next trick that I like to call the double tray flip, but I know that may not necessarily be correct. I've had a lot of people correct me and say it's not called a double tray, it's called a 360 double flip. I get it. I understand where you're coming from. But for the sake of conversation, I call it a double tray just because it comes off the tongue so much easier than a 360 double flip. The trick is a 360 flip with 2 flips. So you're going 360 flip, 1 more flip, boom, put it down. The common tip I give people for this one is it almost has nothing to do with tray flips, because when you tray flip, it's all in your back foot. It's almost all scoop when you do a regular 360 flip. But a double tray flip, I tell people you should be pretty good at varial flips, because when you think about it, the 360 double flip is 2 varial flips in one, right? It's 1 varial flip, 2 varial flips. And it's a lot more about the flick than the scoop for this trick. You do have to scoop, but definitely not as much as a normal 360 flip. You have to focus a lot more on the flick for this one. When I do a 360 flip, it's all scoop. So I leave my toes hanging off on the tail like that, right? Right where the pocket is. And I put my front foot like that. That's a 360 flip, right? For a 360 double flip, put my front foot down a little bit more to get that extra flick. So this is a 360 flip for my back foot. For a 360 double flip, I bring it in a little bit so it doesn't get that extra scoopage and doesn't go all crazy all over the place. By doing this, it allows me to get the scoop that I need and a little bit extra flick that I'm gonna need as well. Pop down, get that scoop, the little scoop with your back foot, and then I kick down for the flick to get the double flip. Some common problems with this trick that I've seen: they don't focus on the flick hard enough. They treat it more like a tray flip than anything, and if they focus more on the tray flip than the flick, they'll get the rotation, but maybe only get like half a flip. And that's not the idea. You gotta focus completely on the flick. Sometimes people do that too much. People forget you do have to scoop even a little bit, and then they don't get the rotation, and they only, they'll get like a 270 double flip. Another thing that I see people often do is they land a little bit nose heavy on this trick. It's understandable, when you do a 360 flip, the board is like kind of you know, you kind of end up in the front. My only tip for that one really is you got to push it out in front of you a little bit. Don't be anticipating that the board is going to be going behind you. It's you're just going to end up completely on the nose, and that's really dangerous because you could potentially roll your ankle by having your foot, you know, land in front of your nose and then do one of those, and that's never fun. So try to lean back a little bit while doing this trick, but not too much. You know, you don't want to slip out and get hurt. Yeah, that's probably one of the only other errors I've seen with this one.